Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Rick Reese. I'll be your presenter today. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to be sharing some information with you that has been critical to my success, and I believe it's a hidden knowledge, a hidden secret that everyone that's working needs to know. It's the secret to success and how to advance. How can the hardest working person, sacrificing family, sacrificing health, sacrificing everything. How can the hardest working person on the job get let go? You're going to learn in this short, brief presentation how that can happen. It's called PI, performance, image, and exposure. And so I'm going to share a few slides with you that will give you, I believe, information that will absolutely last a lifetime and something that you can share with others because everyone needs to know about pie. And it's not something that you eat, even though I love pie. But let's talk about pie for just a moment here. Okay, these are the keys to success in life and business. And Harvey Coleman, I was in a class, a leadership class, and Harvey Coleman came up from Atlanta and he was teaching us about pie. And that was in 2003. I still remember it. That's the only thing I really remember from that training. But what this is going to do is going to give you insight that'll last you a lifetime in the organizational game and how it's played. So let's take a look at pie. Now, where does it all begin? Yeah, where does it all begin? Every culture has a beginning. The unwritten rules that are passed from one generation to the next. And whoever's at the top makes the rules. They say history is written by the winners. And so the British World Empire made the rules. It's not an accident that we learn English in school. It's not an accident that the top social circles involve four activities: golf, sailing, tennis, and anything around the horse, whether it's polo, fox hunting, or racing. It's not an accident that the top corporations have a standard of behavior. And so let's talk about that. Let's dive a little more into pie. Remember this all your life. Don't forget it. Keys to success in business and life, categorized under performance, image, and exposure. Now, fair or unfair, you're judged by things that you may or may not have control over, like work ethic, dress, your volunteer activities. So let's dive a little deeper. What's P? Performance. It's what you do. It's your resume. It's objective. These are facts about you. How fast do you run? How high can you jump? Your day-to-day work activities, your track record over time, how people perceive your behaviors. It confirms your ability to take on more responsibility for promotion, performance, what you do. It's objective. Image. We're going to talk about all three. Image, how you look in doing what you do. It's subjective. It's someone's opinion. What are your interpersonal skills? Your appearance. How do you look? How do you groom yourself? How do you take initiative? How do you speak? Your social skills, non-verbal behaviors, your attitudes. Do you participate? Are you a team player? Do you have emotional control? Do you have problem-solving skills? It's the image that you project. Totally subjective. How do you act? Remember, PIE. How do you act? Are you a team player? Are you willing to help? No fear of making mistakes. Receptive to coaching. You have a desire for the team to win. How do you act? Manage your attitude, your ability to communicate, to understand people's differences, willing to develop people, leadership by example. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can understand PI, you can navigate and maneuver anywhere you want to, not only in an organization, but in life. Now, E, PIE, exposure. What is your reputation? What makes you visible to those who can influence you? How do others know your performance? Well, they're lazy. Oh, they're a make it happen person. I was an iron major in the military. They gave everything to me. Political savvy. Do you have a friend network? Extra volunteer activities. Do you volunteer on the job and in the community? What's your lifestyle like? People are watching you. They're observing you. Sponsors, mentors, coaches. Does the boss know you? No, I don't want to be seen by the boss. We're going to talk about that. Exposure is your key to being discovered. Remember, we're covering pie. If you don't have a sponsor, you're stuck. Sponsors help you move up in life. So you always do your best, volunteer for things that you want to do, and you help other people. Sponsors and mentors are looking for talent. They're looking for that gift that's within you. Sometimes people hide it, they shield it. They're looking for that gift, the thing that you do better than anyone else without even trying. Apply that to your job, apply that to your business. Sponsors are looking for you. So, how do you get more exposure in life and business? People don't see us, they don't see you, they see your gift. So, refine that gift by volunteering for projects, assuming more responsibility, participating in company activities, keeping abreast of everything that's going on, getting involved in the community. Exposure, ladies and gentlemen, exposure. What is the gift that you hold on to so tightly? People want to know, people want to see. So, how do you climb the ladder of success with pie? You got to perform, or you could just stop right there. Always do your best. I say lead with your gift. Your gift will make room for you and bring you in front of important people. Now, you must have the image to look the part. If there's a part that you want on your job, in your business, look the part to get the part. Dress appropriately for the position you want. Why is he always wearing a suit? He works on the floor. He's looking at the manager position. You must not only work hard, but you must work smart. It's not who you know, but who knows you. Someone is watching you. Someone is watching you. What are you projecting? Now, this is what blew me away because we've all been taught to work hard, but these are the rules, no kidding, of pie. Performing well gets you 10% of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, there's 90%. You look the part, you project 30%. And I believe we all know this in our knower. Who you know and who knows you is 60%. So how can a person get fired from a job that works their tail off, sacrifices their family, gets health issues, stomach cramps and ulcers? They're part of the 10%. I can bring anybody in, shuffle them in, and do the 10%. Special people that come into the organization. By the way, organizations make their money on the 30 and the 60. They come into the organization, they know the image. Think about this. They look the part. And there you are working hard, and you're watching them. And they're like, how did they get the promotion? They understand the balance. You got to do your work, 10%. That's only 10% of the way there. They understand the 30%, looking the part. They understand the 60%, making sure that who knows you and knows what you can do. So important. So what typically happens is the person that gets let go, they're saying, I gave it my all. I sacrificed my family. Only 10%. So what are the percentages of pie? P, performance, totally objective, only 10%. We've been taught our lives, work your tail off, nose to the grindstone, don't lift up. 10%, ladies and gentlemen. If you can understand this, you got it. Image, 30%. Think about yourself. Do you look the part that you want? Exposure, 60%. Okay, in summary, pie. Performance, of course, is the critical element. Without it, image or exposure don't even matter. Got to get that 10% or it doesn't even matter. Requirements for achieving success categorized under pie. Now, the unwritten rules within the organization, everybody knows them, but they're all resisted. Change in the organizational practices and policies are needed to make sure that every segment of the population is served. Okay, summary of the rules. Performance, absolute must. Look the part to get the part. Not only working hard, but smart. It's who you know and who knows your work. Sponsors are looking for you. People won't sponsor anyone they can't trust to invite into their group, though. When you understand the rules, that's 100% of the way. Now, let's talk real quick about languages and the impact on how and who advances. Now, I really want you to think about this because this is very, very interesting. If you look over at the little pyramid here, and it starts at the bottom, not employed, part-time, full-time, and on up the chain to CEO and board member. Now, if you can understand these principles that I'm sharing with you, you can maneuver anywhere in the organization. Organizational language, you know there's a sound to each one of these levels. And each level has its own distinct language, even nonverbal. So as you move up the career ladder, you discard or add to your language. Now he's the boss. Now he's talking like the bosses talk. Failure to adapt will be rejection by your peers. I want to make you aware of that, the language that you speak. Here's a promotion tip. Fluency. Fluency, your ability to communicate and fit into an environment without conscious thought. Read the dictionary. Work on your language skills, your speaking skills. Fluency barriers must be overcome to advance to the next level. You can go on YouTube and take classes on YouTube for free. Think about this. Your words automatically flow in your native language and when you're around people that you're comfortable with. But the more fluent in any language or culture you become, the more comfortable you make other people. And that translates into acceptance. Know this, practice it, perfect it. In order to move up, you must display cultural fluency. You must be able to talk to all groups of people, all ethnicities, all classes. Practice that. Know that. That's the boss. Another promotion tip. The ability that you have to influence. Knowledge is power. Knowledge applied is empowerment. Let's say you nail that assignment. So, short-term boost in your power rating. Limited scope, short-lived in duration. People forget. Fade so quickly. Types of power. Do you have charismatic power? And that's viewed by other people watching you. What kind of vibrations, vibes do you give off, right? The way you carry yourself. You can practice this, ladies and gentlemen. The image that you project. You're paid for performance, but promote it based on potential. What is your potential? And then the third one. You see a lot of people kissing up and doing this. Power by association. It does work, though. People who are close to power carry the mantle of power, and you're rubbing shoulders with them. This is my friend. Associate with the power group. Observe the environment. Who's the power group? You may or may not want to, but those are choices. Those are choices you can make. People who help you move up in life. And this is so critical to understand. The system will not allow you to be pushed up. You can't pay your way up. You have to be invited. This is critical. There's somebody watching you. You have to be invited up based on what you have done in pie. So what is your sponsor looking for? You may be on a job. People are watching you. They may not say anything, but they're looking for, can you perform? So give everything your best effort. Do you look and act the part? Act the part, dress the part that you want. Can you communicate? Speak from your heart. Be yourself. Can they be proud to promote you to their group and introduce you to their group and not be embarrassed, right? You, of course, you won't know any of this. They're watching you. There are no glass ceilings, period. Rick, I hit the glass ceiling. No, you didn't. You just didn't do the things that a sponsor is looking for to come to you and say, hey, let me show you. Let me open the door for you. Let me introduce you. There's no glass ceilings. If you were to really trace back, and this is not fair, but if you were really looking to trace back every promotion, you'll see pie. Now, of course, I'm a Christian, so it's Holy Ghost pie. If you were to look at every contract award, you'll find pie. Everything is pie. How do you even get a job nowadays? If you understand pie, that's how you get a job nowadays. The people that fall off are the ones that don't understand pie. And that's why I'm bringing this to you. Okay, so we're going to wrap up with this. Now, this is pretty heavy duty. This is pretty heavy duty understanding. Of course, it's all about class and invitation to go to the next class. Now, these are unwritten rules. And as I share this with you, every class has unwritten rules and behavior. In knowing this, you can observe and understand without even asking any questions. So we're going to talk about class, or we're saying league. And it's a group sharing the same economic or social status. It's a group, set, or kind sharing common attributes. Class, league. It's a group of people who have intimate access to one another. They're exchanging information. So let's take a look at the classes. We're going to start with the social economic class. There's 7 levels. Dropout class, next to the bottom, welfare poverty class, number 2, 3, labor class, blue collar, number 4, white collar, number 5, high level, upper middle class, number 6, next to the top, celebrity, Magic Johnson, those types of folks are in this class. And then the elite, you don't see them. The top, upper class, aristocratic class. Now, it's interesting because Harvey Coleman, who taught the course, he was talking about 13 states in the United States that are basically setting the rules of this class. 13 states. And I went, interesting. But let's talk about the class and the unwritten rules and behavior. And let's start with education. Remember, 7 levels. First level, the person possesses 1 to 2 years of high school. Second level, possible school degrees. College degree, 5th level. Advanced degrees, better schools, 6th level. Advanced degrees, the best schools, boarding schools, 7th level. Now, if you're interviewing a person, you could ask, hey, what school did you go to? If you're looking at occupation. And so what this does is it arms you with information, because the person you may be talking to may be a sponsor or maybe someone that is looking for a sponsor. Like, I can go into a room and, understanding what I'm going to share with you just now, I can interview and go through the room in a short period of time and understand who are the major players in that room and who I need to help. Occupation, out of work, top class, family business. So organizations and clubs. And as I go through this, assess kind of where you are. Each one is different. But organizations and clubs. Who do you volunteer? Who do you work with? First level, church club. Second level, YMCA. What organizations and clubs are you a member of? 4th level, the Masons, Rotary. 6th level, regional country clubs. This puts a lot in perspective, folks. Social activities. What do you do for social activities? Number 1, first class, church related. 2nd, TV, right? TV. 3rd, movies, hunting, fishing. You can kind of see for each one of these where you are. Entry level, theater for the 4th level. 5th level, accomplished in sports and cultural events. going to cocktail parties, sixth level sailing and skiing and flying and charity drives. So, in understanding where people are, you can kind of understand and you can put a chart together with this. Okay, fine arts. What do you do? Where do you fall? I never attend theater. Number four, mainly theater, some symphony, ballet. Fifth class, season tickets to the ballet, the opera. Sixth class, fine arts, and a patron of the arts on the seventh level. What kind of car do you drive? See, folks, it's amazing. This is inside information on people watching you, people watching me. Now you know I don't have a car, Rick. Number four, big American used car. Number five, Mercedes, Cadillacs, other luxury cars. They speak without you saying a word. Number six, Rolls Royce. Number seven, chauffeur driven. And see how you can actually understanding this, you can define who you are. Now, these are because you understand the unwritten rules and behaviors that are set by 13 states that we all follow. That's amazing. How do you vacation? Rick, I don't take vacations. I go home to my parents. You know, I 1 week shore, mountains, 1 week home to the parents, fourth level, sixth level, exclusive resorts. Now, I do that. I'm at the top for the vacations because I'm in the travel business. Community and boards you serve on. See, that's why it's so important. They say start in the public, but serve in the community. At some point, you got to do both, public and the community. They come together. And so, number one, I don't get involved on boards. Rick, I just do church work. Rick, nonprofit. I'm on committees of mainstream nonprofit organizations. I'm on boards, nonprofit regional corporations, sixth level. I chair boards of national nonprofits, major corporations. And this is interesting, location and type of house. Like I live in the projects. I grew up in the projects, inner city. I didn't stay there, but I support there. Own homes in suburban communities, tract homes, country club communities, fifth level, mansions, multiple homes. Of course, that's going to be me there. How do you entertain in the home? Now, this is an interesting one too. Rick, we would rarely entertain extended family members, holidays, second level, third level, family, friends, barbecues, fourth, cocktail parties, self-prepared, fifth, cocktail parties, catered, sixth, dinner parties, catered, dinner parties, very political, extravagant. Now, this was interesting in the class where he talks about at a certain level, if you're talking politics in the home, then there's like, leave that stuff on the job. But at another level, if you're not talking politics and connections, they're like, why are you even here? So understand where you are. Now, understanding this, you can listen and say, okay, I need to understand, don't talk politics. Okay, I need to understand, this is how I network. Earning power, and you can see that all up the chain. And then other investments in the stocks and vacation home investment portfolios and stock ownership. You can come back in here and you can take a look. But let's wrap up. So the summary of the class rules. Rick, why do I even care? You really don't need to. It's just good information to know. So that when you're put in a situation, know that a sponsor is watching and they want to see what you know. When they start asking you questions, know that they understand that. Maybe about 50% of them. But know that you understand it, and now you can answer appropriately, intelligently. So let's wrap up. Summary of the class rules. Who's ever at the top makes the rules. That's just how it is. Every person is born into a class. Now you don't have to stay. If you want to move, you don't have to stay. Learn the unwritten rules of the game. Jobs and positions correspond to class levels. On the job, sometimes you've got people that in the executive position that play golf. I can tell you here on the side, in most cities, a nonprofit community runs the business community. Rick, how can you say that? Because all the people who are of any importance serve in the nonprofit community. And so if you wanted to get a job, like I can go to any city, and I can go and I can start serving in the nonprofit community. I'll start running into the corporation CEOs, and I can start understanding serving on boards and commissions. What do I want to get? Where do I want to go? Who do I want to meet? And if you've got skills, they're going to say, hey, I got a position open on my job. Folks, that's pie. And you come into that position, and that job is playing golf with other executives. And the people that are in the company are like, how did they even come in? They don't know what's going on. I've been here for 20 years. Ladies and gentlemen, understand pie. Cultures do not change for individuals. Each level, each of the 7 levels are possessive. Someone identifies you at the 5th level, and you may be at the 4th level. The only way you can move up is through invitation. And so check this out. Once they invite you and you move up, it's now that sponsor's responsibility to make sure that you have the income to do the things of that next group, to live where they live, to vacation how they vacation, the schools that they all attend. It's their responsibility. If you are in business, they will give you the contract. Here, fill this out just like this, okay? To make sure it's that sponsor's responsibility that you make the money to do the things that that group does. If you are on the 5th level, 6th level, the next one up invites you up. You can't pay your way up. You can't force your way up. You have to be invited up. So when you understand the rules of the game, know that there are no glass ceilings. Someone is watching you. They're looking for you. And if you know the right buttons to push, they're going to approach you and it's on from there. Once entry to the level is gained, the means to stay is provided. We see that all the time. The reason I'm doing this presentation is to point out knowledge to you of what you already see and what you already know. Once you know the rules, you can maneuver the system any way you want. Harvey Coleman down in Atlanta, Georgia, thank you for this information. People don't want a title, they want a lifestyle. Folks, that's pie. Pie is your key to success in life and business. Now, you want some more information on this, I want you to Google performance, image, and exposure. And you can even check out Harvey Coleman's book, Empowering Yourself, The Organizational Gain Revealed. You can check that out from the library. They have that at the library. But understand this information. It'll take you far in life. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your attention, and enjoy a good life. God bless.